Good day, good people. How are you? I'm fine. Yeah, long time. So, in this video, I wanna tell you some few hints or some few things to do and follow when you wanna prepare for your mathematics paper one. I can tell you some few things because that's what I can offer. I'm still a student, as I told you before, so I'm gonna tell you what I know and stuff and stuff and stuff. So now let's go to question one. So now I need to know what question on it is basic algebra. It is just algebra whereby you are gonna apply your quadratic formula, you're gonna do your set equations, you're gonna do your simultaneous equations, nature of roots. So now when you're gonna be busy preparing for exam, make sure that you know how to use your quadratic formula. Make sure that you don't make any mistake when you're using the quadratic formula. Know where to substitute the value of a, the value of b, and the value of c. Is it fine? Now, because you know the first question you're gonna find maybe the value of x, number two, those decimals, whatever, number three, set equations. Now, this is the most important thing about our set equation. And it will be given that root of x plus 5 blah blah blah, and then we'll be now squaring both sides to remove what the square root, because you know what is square root blah blah, you know most. So now make sure that after getting your two values of x, make sure to confirm using your calculator. Let's say like it is root of x plus 5, it is equals to maybe 5 or 10 minus x on the other side, right? So let's say maybe for example you get your value of x as maybe 10, maybe 4. Take that calculator and say root where there is x, put what, the 4 that you got wherever there is it. So it's going to be root of 4 plus 2. It is just a hypothetical example or whatever. So the value that you get on the right hand side must be equal to the equation, the answer on the left hand side. If that side it is 10 minus x, it will be what, 10 minus 2, 10 minus 4, which is what, 6. So it means on the other side, we're not gonna do square root of blah blah blah, you must also get what, 6. But if they are not balancing, you're gonna say x is equals to maybe 4 only, and then that one, it is what, not equals to that other answer. Is it fine? So people make mistakes. Somebody can get 4 out of 5 because she or he left that thing of confirming the valid answer of x. Now going to simultaneous equations. In simultaneous, you just have to make x or y the subject. Just saying x it is equals to this, y it is equals to this, because that thing has a mark. Once you make that thing or make that equation 1 or 2 or whatever, you already have one mark. And now these days they put exponents there. They want you to apply the laws of exponents there so that you can do what, you can now make what, y or x the subject. So each and every time when you're given an equation, make sure to do what, to make x or y the subject. That's what they mean by saying x is equals to, y is equals to, making x the subject, x it is equals to, making y the subject, y it is equals to. You understand? Don't be busy worrying about that long equation. Make sure to just make sure that you kill the small equation. You understand? So apply every law of exponent that you know. Nature of roots. In nature of roots, you just have to make sure that you look for one word. That one word will lead you and it will guide you. They can say equal roots, non-real. Load shedding. Never mind. So as I was saying about, I was talking about nature of roots, right? So now if you can get in the understand what equals to, it means that real and unequal, those words in J, greater or less than, greater than or equals to, less than, those ones in J, you are fine, because you're gonna simplify the equation given. You understand? And you're now gonna write what the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. Then you'll be fine. Nothing much there. Question 2, it is now what, now your patterns there, arithmetic sequence and what, geometric sequence. Those ones are just simple nyana, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. Just have to know the how to find the difference and the ratio there, and how to determine the what, your what you call the type of what you call the type of sequence there. You can bring arithmetic or geometric or both of them in the same a series of numbers there. You understand? Just have to make sure that you just ace those numbers. So now, sigma notation is very important. You must not lose marks there. So now, let me tell you something about sigma notation. They will give you a sigma whatever, write the number of times, maybe k is equals to 1, then give you a equation. Then they will say evaluate 4 marks. Now, I'm gonna tell you this thing. Each and every time in sigma notations, you must take that certain formula, the TN formula that will be given there, and form a what? And form a pattern. Because underneath that thing of sum, you'll be given what? K is equals to 1 or whatever is equals to 1. So wherever there's that variable on the TN formula, you're gonna put what? 1 where there's that thing. On the second one, you're gonna put what? 2. And then 3. Form at least 3 numbers. When you're done, find the type of pattern, and then find the difference or ratio. After that, find the sum. You're done. That's how you evaluate. Or sometimes it can be in a different way, but that's the very same thing. Always forming a pattern. Now you're gonna go toward functions. Now when you're going to functions, you'll be having what you call inverse. Your grade 11 functions: parabola, linear, hyperbola, exponential. So now I'm gonna start with inverse. Inverse, it is nothing difficult. Inverse, you'll have to know how to use your laws of logarithms and apply them, and know how to write what your inverse. Like if it is y is equals to ax squared, you do what? The first thing you interchange x and y, so it's gonna be x is equals to what you call x is equals to ay squared, and then make sure that you do what? You make y the subject, then you'll have your root of x over a is your inverse there. And the inverse, it is what? To the power of negative 1, that thing, the pezulile up there. Use it fine now. So we are going to continue there. Just have to know that and know how to sketch an inverse of that graph. I don't want to talk many things. And then now you'll have your parabola and your what to call parabola. You must know how to find the values of the turning point, x-intercepts, and then know how to interpret each and every formula that you're going to be given there, because that's grade 11 content. So you must know it, especially those questions for 2 marks. X is greater than what g of x, whatever. So those are just grade 11 to grade 11 things, because there is hyperbola. You must know everything about the hyperbola, the asymptotes there. You must know about the x asymptote and the y asymptote. Exponential now. Exponential, you are also applying what? Your laws of exponents there at the same time. Is it fine now? I don't want to talk about functions too much, because I might spend the whole night talking about functions, because they're just nice. And know how to sketch them. Please follow the rules. Sometimes they can say sketch the graph at . Now you'll have to make sure that there is what? Intersection and the coordinates of the intersection, because that thing has a mark. Yes, it has a mark. So now going to what you call after functions, it is what? Finance. Go finance, you just have to make sure that you read your statement and analyze that thing. Don't just start by saying, okay, I see book value, let me write my by reducing balance method. No, be careful there. Be careful. Yes, it is fine because you saw depreciates or book value, right? But be careful. Just have to follow the instructions that you are given there, because they can bring it in a funny way. Now, in finance, you just have to know your 2 formulas. A is equals to P, 1 minus I to the power of N, 1 plus I to the power of N. Now, you must make sure and know that when you are using the compound interest formula, 1 plus I to the power of N, you must know that the principal amount or the initial amount, let's say you deposited it today. You must know that if you deposit maybe 200,000 today using the compound interest formula, know that the value of A, which is the final amount, it will be greater than what you deposited. Is it fine? So now, when you are using the compound interest formula, the value of P must be what? Less than the value of A, because the money will grow, because it is what? Compound interest formula. Is it fine? Let's go to reducing balance method. So now when you're using the reducing balance method, the value of A must be less than the value of what? Of P. Is it fine? Because now you're gonna be talking about the cars that lose value, photocopy machines that lose value, blah 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 that lose value, things that lose value. Because if you buy a car with 500,000 today, and then after 10 years you wanna sell it, you cannot sell it with a money which is greater than 500,000. You understand? Because the car loses its value. So in reducing balance method, the value of A, it is less than the value of what? Of P. Using compound interest, the value of A, it is greater than the value of what? Of P, because the money grows. Using the reducing balance method, the value of A, it is less than the value of P, because now you're gonna be talking about what? Things that lose value. You cannot buy a car with 500,000 and expect to resell it with what? 500,000. The final amount of that car, or the money that the car will worth after 10 years, it will be less than the money that you bought the car with. Is it fine? Let's go to your two annuities there: future value and a present value. Now in future value, just have to make sure that you check one word: saving. Saving. Is it fine? Just have to make sure that you do saving. Now if they're saying somebody saves money, she or he invests 200,000, 2,000 each and every month, and then now just know that you're gonna apply what? The future value, because that will be the money he will expecting a certain money after certain years. When they're talking about the loans, know that they're talking about what? The present value. You understand? Those kind of concepts are very, very important. Going to the next question. Now it is what? Calculus, first principles. Before attempting a first principle question, which is 5 marks, just check what you have there. If it is maybe 5x squared minus 5, know that you have to get what? 10x, because you know that the derivative of a constant is what? 0. You understand? So when now you'll be using your rules for differentiation before doing what? Before doing what? The before doing the first principle formulas there. Make sure that you don't make any mistake when using what? The first principles formula there, because one mistake you lose it. Make sure that you put what? Limit as h approaches 0 in each and every step. Is it fine there? Find the f of x plus h, simplify going down there. Derivatives, those ones are just easy. Just have to know what the square root stands for. If it is root of x, it is what? X to the power of half. Is it fine there? Just have to know how to change your things and put them. The main thing is to put what? The equation to be linear, so that you can differentiate there and solve for your answer there. Now you'll be given another equation about maybe the tangents, whatever. The main thing you will have to start with it is what? First derivative of that thing, and then you'll be solving for, you'll be putting x, the value of x where there is x and stuff, because you'll be given or will be not given, you don't know, but just that, yeah, just easy. Now we have cubic functions. That one is just same story. Find the coordinates, x coordinates, or factorize. You'll have to find the first derivative, which is what? The turning point. They're saying calculate the turning points. You will find the first derivative. Is it fine then? You'll have to do what? They'll ask you the point of inflection, or whatever, concave up, concave down. And the main important thing is to know how to sketch your cubic graph. If the equation given it is ax squared positive, it is what? Like this. And then if it is negative, like this. You know most. Now you just have to follow your rules there. Question 9, it is the next question, it is application of calculus. Lapaya, you have to know the properties of your shapes. Okay, the volume for this shape, it is this, the volume for that shape, it is this, the surface area for this thing, it is that, so that you know how to interpret the questions. That one is easy. Is it fine? Now going to probability there. So in probability, it will be grade 10 and 11 stuff. You better do your trig diagrams, probability identity, you just find it. So probability doesn't have much marks there. So the main thing is to make sure that in paper one, you score marks on functions, because functions are there, calculus is there, algebra you have to totalize, because it's, yeah, something that you have to totalize there. And then now another thing is that there is counting principles. Lapa, you have to be careful and to make sure that you don't lose any mark. To make sure that like you just try to answer those first questions. But the last 3 questions or the last 2 questions can be tricky and hard. Yeah, one. So it is just thing you go to like if they're saying maybe they wanna make something, let's say maybe they are saying 2 people, they wanna sit in the same chair or they wanna be in the same line or whatever. You simply group them and make them into one item. Don't worry, I'm still gonna put a video about accounting principles. It is just have to be something which is just it's tricky, the topic. Basically it's a subject on its own, because if you don't know vowels, if you don't know cards, if you don't know your numbers, it's change. So guys, that's how you prepare for your paper one. The main thing in paper one is to know your functions, because functions have many marks. 90% of the paper is functions. And then you'll have to know what algebra you have to totalize, because you'll be given formulas to do. Calculus, be careful there, make sure to get more marks, because one concept every time. Then yeah, others may follow. But thank you very much guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to kill those exams. You work very hard. Thank you very much guys. Thank you very much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe. And then yeah, we're gonna talk again. Yes, thank you.